Hello everyone. So welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to complete a very important topic in machine learning. That's the reason that why some of the model underperform. So we're gonna talk about feature engineering and feature scaling. Okay. So let's have a quick analogy here. Imagine you're baking a cake. You have raw data as your ingredients, but if you just throw everything into the oven without chopping, mixing, or measuring, the cake is going to be terrible. Doesn't that matter how good your oven is? So feature engineering is that preparation step, and in ML there's a golden rule that garbage in, garbage out. Even the most powerful model cannot save you from the bad features. So what actually is feature engineering? So in a simple words, it's using your domain knowledge and maths to create, modify, or select the right input variables for your model. Let me just give you some brief about it. Okay. The first thing you can do is you can create a new brand new feature from an existing one. Say you have a price column and a quantity column, you multiply to get the revenue. That's called as the interaction feature. Or if you have weight and height, then you can calculate the BMI by dividing weight by the height square. That's the ratio feature. You can also extract things from the data column like the day of the week, whether it's a weekend, a month, and these hidden signals can massively help you out in your model. The second big area is used in handling the categorical data. Machine learning model only understand the numbers, so you can use them to convert text categories into numbers. Now here's where people make a classic mistake. If you have categories like red, blue, green, then you can just label them 0, 1 and 2. Then this can cause your model thinks that green is greater than blue, blue is greater than red, and that makes zero sense. Instead use one hot encoding. It create a separate column for each of the categories, just like 0 or a 1. Use label encoding only when categories have a real order like low, medium and high. Okay. The third thing is handling your missing values smartly. Don't you just drop the rows blindly. Missing data can often have a signal itself. A great trick is to add an indicator column to that flag whether a value was missing before it was filled. That's the way you can make your model learn from the missing patterns. Moving forward to another section, we have feature scaling. Let me explain that why this matters with a very super example. Say you have two features, one range from 0 to 1 and another range from 0 to 1 million. When your model computes distance or gradient, the million scale feature completely dominate the small scale features. Okay, so the small scale features basically get ignored, so even if they are way more informative and important. So scaling fix it out. Now not every model needs scaling. For example, decision tree, random forest, XGBoost, they work by splitting the data at threshold, so scaling doesn't affect them at all. But KNN, K-mean clustering, SVM, logistic regression, neural networks, all of these are sensitive to scale. Okay, so you need to scale them before you using them. Okay, now we have the four techniques about it. So let's walk into those four techniques. Number one is min max normalization. The formula is given here, and use this algorithm when you needed bounded input like a neural network with a sigmoid output, or when you're working with image pixel value, the weaker one. It's sensitive to outliner also. One extreme value will compress everything else into a tiny range. Second, standardization, also called as Z score scaling. The formula is given here, so the output is unbounded, roughly between -3 to +3. This is your default go to for PCA, SVM, logistic regression and KNN, and it handles outliners better. Number 3 is robust scaling. This one you use the medium and the IOQ. IQR the interquantity range, the interquantity range, which is Q3 minus Q1 instead of the mean and standard deviation. So the formula is given here for this. Number 4 is the log transformation. That's a bit different. When you just rescale it and you actually change the shape of the distribution. If you have features that have heavily rightly skewed like the income or house prices, then apply log pulse in that into a long tail, and that can make the distribution more like a belt shape, which can help your model learn better. The formula is given here. Now moving forward towards the last piece of the puzzle, that is feature selection. Once you have engineered all these feature, now it don't you're not necessary that you want all of these. Okay, so there are some of the irrelevant or the reductant feature that are added as noise or causing overfitting. So here comes the topic for the feature selection. There are three approaches for this. First is the filter method that works before training. Things like checking the correlation matrix, dropping feature that are almost identical to each other, dropping feature with nearly zero variance, and because they have no information carried with them. Wrapping method actually used a model to evaluate features. You can add or remove features one at a time and see what it help. The most important and the most popular one here is the recursive feature elimination, or we can call this as RFE. And there are embedded methods also, where feature selection happens inside the training process itself. The two most important practices are the lasso regularization, which literally shrinks unimportant feature coefficient to zero, and the tree based importance scores from the models like the random forest and the XGBoost. Here are some of the common mistakes which you have to take into account. I'll wrap up it quickly. So, the biggest one is that always fit your scalar on the training data only. Then use the fitter scale to transform both the train and the test set. If you fit the scale on the full data set before splitting, your information will start leaking and it can affect on the test set also. Second mistake is that apply label encoding to nominal categories. Red equals to 0, blue equals to 1, green equals to 2. Your model will now think green is mathematically greater than red. So in those cases, use the one hot encoding. Third part is that don't blindly drop the rows with missing values. Add an indicator column first and be careful with the polynomial features. Okay, so all right, here we'll wrap up with the feature engineering and the feature scaling part. So to recap, we have seen about the scaling, we have seen about the transformation selection part, and also the feature engineering, normal feature engineering. Okay, thank you.